Mr. Singh, Tarun, thank you for joining Motorindia's coverage here at Busworld India Conclave 2026. Uh, it's back to be at Busworld India after a long gap of 8 years. Mr. Singh, let's start with you to understand the overview, the communication that Eberspächer is communicating to the Indian players here. Of course, you can also take us through the product that you have displayed and the growth drivers that you see in the industry.
No, as you have seen during the day, you have heard so many panelists and so many industry experts. The bus market in India is at the moment booming. So be it the intercity coach or be it the city buses or be it the electrification of the buses there. So it's booming, and we see that growth is there in the industry, and we have seen in the last few years that how the industry has grown, how we have grown along with the industry there. And also, to take forward the electrification, we have, where you can see the electric HVAC system for a 9-meter bus. So you have heard that there is so much of demand for the electric buses due to the tenders from the government, for various cities. So we are catering to that demand from the industry there, and that is where we see a lot of opportunity on that side for the growth in further, in the electrification. So we want to participate in that electrification journey there.
And rightly said. So if you can pick up from what he said, Tarun, this product that we have here, speak more about it, how it's kind of helping both the course with the diesel conventional fitment as well as the electric vehicles.
Yeah. So I think as far as the product is concerned, I think we are carrying this old legacy for so many years and the experience what we had on Indian roads. So the products has been designed taking care the ambient requirements of India, the harsh dust and other requirements, and also the requirement of current electric buses which needs battery cooling as well as passenger cooling. So the unit is integrated with the battery cooler. So somebody wants it separate, we can do that. Otherwise, it has been integrated as a complete unit. Also, in terms of ambient, we have taken care of the higher ambients because India is getting hotter and hotter day by day. And if you compare to the previous years, we had to do a lot of changes in terms of getting to the current ambient requirements, and these units are complying to that. And just to specify, the units won't switch off like it happens, in the convention units. They will continue to run and moderate itself. That's how we have designed it. So these are the features which are very unique to Eberspächer, and we are very proud of making these units here.
And while you customize and kind of bring together the solutions for Indian OEMs and bodybuilders here in India, take us through the manufacturing setup, the R&D that you have built. You have a new plant close to the existing plant. What capacities are you anticipating? How much is the utilization currently, and how much have you geared up for the upcoming demand that you see?
So currently, we are catering to the Indian market as well as exporting to many countries, for last many years as such. If you ask me, we are currently running at 100% capacity. So the capacity utilization is at its fullest at the moment. So we are starting a new plant, which will be ready in next 2 months' time. So we are expanding our footprint. We are localizing more and more in that particular plant. Doing some more vertical integration there, so be more competitive for the industry, and also expanding our production footprint there. So that's the plan, and also it's been, as I said, the industry is growing well, and we are integrated part of the industry for many years. So of course, we have to grow with the industry there.
Yeah, yeah. And Tarun, as someone who handles and deals with customers day in, day out, what is your takeaway when customers speak about diesel buses with air condition and electric buses with air condition, but since there are viability issues, they have charging infra problem and battery draining issues, how do you convince customers that this is optimum utilization of the power, and while it is diesel or electric, it will still give you the highest uptime and the vehicle won't be compromised in terms of power?
Yeah, right. No, I think power consumption, or let's say the SOC as they call it, is one of the most important factor when it comes to air conditioning, because for the entire bus, AC is one of the, I would say, the largest guzzler in terms of electricity. So how we are tackling this is by having again seamless operations. Our in a compressor, our fans, blowers all run seamless from 0 to 100, you can say. And we have mapped our customers' requirement, be it a city bus or intercity coach. So we have mapped the routes, we have mapped their requirements, and many times we have customized the software requiring that kind of an operation, which basically ends up with having more kilometers, added to the particular fleet operator. So unlike the conventional ACs where we had only pulley ratios to play with, because there were compressors and pulleys and likewise. So now we have got software to play with, and that gives us a better leverage, to give better, I would say mileage and also energy efficiency to the customers.
Mr. Singh, you touched upon optimum utilization of the capacities and also starting new plant nearby. You also mentioned about the exports. How are you balancing both domestic demands and export, and which is the one that is gaining more traction? Is it still conventional diesel that has the higher share, and also do you see the electric versions growing? And what would it be in the next 2 to 3 years?
No, currently, the biggest share is still, the diesel or the conventional systems, because that's still the market is bigger for that. Like in India last year, or like, we had around 5,000 electric buses, whereas the diesel buses are much, much higher there. So still, I think there is a gap in that. So, but, currently what we see, the trend is more towards electrification, and in next, I think, 3 to 4 years time, we will see that percentage jumping up from, I don't know, now it's maybe 7-8% to around 40-45%. Of the overall volumes will be electric buses and coaches. So that is for sure, that is clear, and that is why we are also, expanding our production lines for electric. And also when you cater for exports, like, so there are different requirements for different markets. There are different refrigerants, because, if you see the northern, I mean, the Europe and the North America, we're moving more towards the natural refrigerants. Propane is catching up.
Yeah.
So we'll be preparing our production footprint to cater to, like, those natural refrigerants as such, so that we can keep a seamless supply chain also for the countries where we're exporting with the natural refrigerant systems there.
Got it. And with stringent competition coming in this space, of course, the private players and even the public operators who want to convert their buses into fully AC air conditioned buses, there is also challenge for service and maintenance. How are you handholding the customers? What assurance you are giving to the customers? Because there is question about cleaning and servicing, and also the operation to get faster turnaround time.
Right. So I think as far as service is concerned, we have been having one of the largest network of service dealers, also service partners and touch points, and we are increasing it, depending upon where our customers are going. So we have been mapping and working with the customers and having our dealer network placed there. So today we have got more than 100 dealers, more than 500 people, on the ground who are basically into the 3 A, B, C cities, and they are taking care of all the service requirements. And as far as the product is concerned, also we have made it more serviceable. So you need less amount of cleaning or less amount of requirement of service like it was done earlier. Automatically, when it comes to electric, there are no belts, there are no moving parts per se. So that also reduces the amount of service requirement which used to be there in the conventional units. Yeah. So going forward, it will be, I think, good, for a customer when they buy electric AC. I think the overall requirement on the service goes down drastically, and then whatever is required, we have a service team and the network to take care of it.
And lastly, what would be your promise to the OEMs and the bodybuilders, as Eberspächer, a brand that is known for the quality and the German engineering? What is that one communication that you want to give to people here?
As always, like, we are a reliable partner for the industry, be it OEMs or be it bus builders or the operators. So we see us as a reliable partner, providing quality products at the right cost or the right price to our customers. So that is what I said. We are starting Unit 2 and trying to do more vertical integration, trying to localize more and more of components here in India in our facility, so that we can stay competitive and still provide the same quality levels what we are known for as such.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Singh.
Thank
you,
you.
Tarun. Wonderful speaking to you.